So this is how, or the topic, or the point, or you can say that the heading of the project. What is the project is all about? That is monitoring and controlling of facial expression with LabVIEW. Wow, it's truly a great explanation. Not explanation. It's truly a great topic to be hindered by all the students who are aware of this project or who are processing their project in this domain of embedded. So when we discuss about embedded, then we should have to know what embedded is all about. So embedded means embedding all the instruments in a single chip, embedding all the processors in a single chip. So is LabVIEW is that? Is LabVIEW is one of the embedded domain software or hardware? Yes, absolutely. Embedded consisting of LabVIEW with MyRio. As we know that Raspberry Pi with Raspberry Pi operating system, in the similar fashion, MyRio board or MyDAQ board, data acquisition board, which is totally related to LabVIEW. So it even relevant, it usually plays a very important role, right? So as a student in embedded domain or electronic engineering domain, you should have to get an awareness that you are an engineer and you have to keep prior knowledge on all the stuffs. If you do not been keeping these kind of stuffs in your mind, then it is even more difficult whenever you are appearing for any other interview, right? So this even plays a very important role. So without wasting any time, I'll be moving to the topic, what is all about monitoring and controlling of facial expression with LabVIEW. So whenever we are discussing about the word monitoring, what is all about monitoring? Monitoring in the sense to get or to analyze each and every person or to detect each and every person. Okay, that is all about monitoring. Then why we should have to controlling? Why it has been given controlling? So it means that we have been controlling the facial expression of one person, right? So it usually analyzes to internet. So here programming is even required because we are controlling the things whenever we are doing home automation, right? We are controlling different electronic gadgets. That is called controlling. Is LabVIEW is capable of those controlling instruments? Absolutely, it is capable. But in which or where we have to control, what we have to control? For an example, I will be giving you example. For an example, you are driving or you are been giving any other, we can say that drowsiness we can feel, or we can say that in any class some students usually feel drowsy, right? So in that scenario we should have to analyze, we should have to detect which person is analyzing or which person is feeling drowsy, and we have to detect that person and we have to make an alarm. So alarm is directly linked with my Rio board or the DAQ board with LabVIEW. So that alarm will analyze which person is that. So it is all about controlling the instrument in LabVIEW. So of facial expression with LabVIEW, very important topic which usually been new to all the engineers, all the students who are much more impressive in detecting or in analyzing the things in LabVIEW. So as we know that LabVIEW is totally a graphical user interface, right? So let me, without wasting time, let me have you the explanation part. So this is Snehasis Padi, as I have already explained, from the Department of Electronic and Communication Engineering. So what is about project? So usually when you see the picture, you might be having, let me zoom the picture here. Yeah, so I have even zoomed you the picture and you can analyze how actually it has been working, how actually it has been analyzing. So there is a stop button, there is a on button, or you can say that image out button, where image out button has been displayed in the front panel, right? So whenever we are using these stuffs, then we should have to know about what vision acquisition. So vision acquisition is actually a software which has been present in LabVIEW. If you are using MyRio for 2015 version, there is a block. If you are not using the we can say that licensed version, instead of licensed version you are using a cracked version, then it is even more difficult to fetch the vision acquisition board in the in the back panel of the LabVIEW. So even you should have to think about, so whenever you are using vision acquisition you should have to connect with front camera, or we can say that webcam. So webcam must and should be there. If you are using from laptop, it is well and good, so you can analyze directly. So this is how actually the analyzing so usually it has been taking the picture, right? But it is not been analyzing. So how usually it has been analyzed, how actually it has been analyzing the things in the LabVIEW, so how it has been possible? So that's the project, the own motto of, or the aim of the project, we can even say that. So let me have the explanation, or let me have the or we can say that project scenario, what it usually includes. So using the information you gather from analyzing your image. So when we usually gather the information, what kind of usually sticks into our minds, or usually sticks into our perspectiveness to improve an image, what we should have to keep. So whenever we are analyzing, or whenever we have fetched the image from our webcam, it is well simple and clearly understandable from a simple, or we can say that a 10th class student who can do this in LabVIEW. But the main motto of our project is to analyze the image, to control and to monitor the image. How we can do that? So that is main intention of project. So with this, usually with this interest of analyzing the things, usually the four concept which usually been analyzed, or five concept which usually yeah, four, yes, not five, it is four. So these four concepts are very important in analyzing the things, or we can say that in image processing. So why I get the process or the word image processing? So usually whenever we discuss about image processing, then we should have to know what is processing. Okay, so what is processing usually meant by? If you want to know about processing, then we should have to know, keep a an eye, means we should have to keep an alternative to processing, that is monitoring and controlling. So processing in the sense, once an image been fetched, we should have to process that, we should have to monitor that, we should have to control that. Okay, that's you have to keep in mind. Processing in the sense, you are been analyzing the things which has been displayed or which has been fetched. Okay, so whenever we are analyzing the things, these four concepts are very important. One is spiral filters, gray morphology, frequency domain, and lookup table. So these concepts are given prior important in analyzing the things in LabVIEW. So unless and until we do not have these concepts, frequency domain, grayscale morphology, spatial filter, then after lookup tables, so it is even more difficult. Whenever we are using frequency domain, then why it is needed to analyze frequency domain? Because we do not know what kind of noise, or what kind of even disturbance is even being created whenever we are designing the project in Mario board. So that's the importance of frequency domain. Then after grayscale morphology, usually we are signifying the color detection, right? So whenever we are detecting, or whenever we are fetching the information, whenever we are fetching the project or image information, then we should have to keep an eye about the grayscale morphology, because grayscale usually scans the image, right? Then after spatial filter, usually been used for grayscale morphology itself. Then after lookup table, everything we'll be discussing, but not in this video. I will be making another video for you all. So let me end the video here itself. I hope you have enjoyed the session of how monitoring and controlling of images are been done in LabVIEW. So till then, thank you, goodbye.